Hi again. This is Ray. Anyways, I'm just want to continue my conversation here about my topic with you. The conversation topic that we're going to talk about today is called "What is my why? What is your why? What is it that Why is it that you do the things that you do? Why did you choose your kind of career? Uh, why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you work so hard? This question why did you decide to choose a career that you're into? Why did you decide to go to college? Why did you decide to get married? What is your why? What is your why? Well, to answer that question for myself, this is my why. My why is ever since I was young, I've always been a very open person. I've always been a people person, and I love people in general. I cannot hold a grudge, and I am really quick to forgive no matter what you've done to me. I'm willing to. I really learned how to forgive and to really forget because there has been, like everyone else, pretty much. We've all had our experiences in life. Unfortunately, the bad ones sticks, and the good ones, we just kind of like almost take it for granted. But the bad ones, sometimes that's the one that affects us on who we become as an adult. Uh, and we've all had that type of experience. But my why is to be an example to the future of my family. And the reason why that's my why is because my grandfather, who's my mom's dad, was a huge influence in my life. He's a war hero. In fact, he fought in the World War II Bataan War. And also, I'm gonna say as well that my dad's dad, who is also a war hero, who walked the Bataan walk during World War II in the Philippines, is also my hero. Even though, in terms of familiarity, I didn't really grow up with my dad's dad. I grew up with my mom's dad, so the stories from him where we had more conversations. He talked to me about its experiences and whatnot, and really had a really good relationship with my grandfather. And then I look back now, and I go, the two men, the kind of what they've done to their families. Really, they're the ones that basically hold the family together from both sides. They're the ones they're like the glue to the family of the closest of the family, and our relationship with each other. And I said, that is really wonderful, and I would like to be able to have that opportunity with my family. Having 3 children, to become an inspiration in their life, and possibly for my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. Now, a couple of days ago, I did a vlog on that I read in Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 22. It says, "A good man leaveth an inheritance for his children's children, but a wealthy sinner, their wealth is going to be given to the righteous." So, and that really hit something with me, because I want to be a good man, and so the inheritance that I would leave for my children is, if, say, for instance, I cannot leave them money or land or whatnot. There's 2 things that I want to leave for them to have, and that is the knowledge of Jesus Christ, and also to have a good virtue, to be a righteous person, to be a good person, to be a loving person, kind person, someone who's responsible enough to do that. And if I can leave them that, to me, that's an inheritance. Everything else in their life will become a success and will come to fruition. I truly believe in that. Anyways, moving forward here, I'm going to back up my topic here of what is your why with a verse that really hits home. It's called it's on Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18. That's Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18. It says over here, You shall remember that the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth, that He may confirm His covenant that He swore to your fathers as it is this day. Now, what does that mean? Okay. So, I'm going to read that again. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18 says, You shall remember that the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth, that He may confirm His covenant that He swore to your fathers as it is this day. So the true meaning and the true possibility of getting wealth is through the Lord. And so after hearing that verse, my why just became a big why, a capital, big, bold letters why, and I went, that's it. That is my why. To have good virtue and to know Jesus Christ, to have a relationship with Him, to live in Him with a good, sound character that's like Him, because I follow what He says, whether it's in my time or my son's time or my children's time or their children's time. That is the answer to why I'm doing what I'm doing. That is what wakes me up in the morning, why I work so hard, why I learn so hard, why I'm willing to be humble and learn from even the most minute things that I can easily take advantage of. And that's my why. It's so that way I can build this foundation. And I believe last week I did a vlog on planting seeds. And in the Bible it says that there was a farmer that planted seeds, and some fell on shallow soil and was able to grow only a certain height and then basically dried up. And there's some that landed on rocks and the wind just blew them or dried them out. And there's some who grew within thorns and got choked up when it grew a little bit, and they got choked up within the weeds. But then there are those who fell on good soil and they flourished. They grew and they were able to have healthy plants or tall trees and strong foundation. And that is my why, is I'm just planting my seeds with these little videos that I do here, is to really plant seeds, because I know and I believe that if we keep doing the right thing, no matter how bad the situation is going in the world, whether it's through our government, whether through our authority, or whether it's through our community, or whether through our justice system or whatsoever, God looks at all of us individually. However you want to swing it, and I want to back that Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 with something that I read from Mark chapter 8 verse 36. So that's Mark chapter 8 verse 36. It says, "For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul?" What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to me? So here I am. I live a life. Let's say I live a life of selfishness where all I really think about is myself and my time here. And everything that I look at is, if it's not benefiting me, I have nothing to do with it. I'm only out to just do what is going to benefit me. And so what I do, I abuse myself. I have fun, pleasure, I do these things that is really not right. I cheat. I lie. I steal. Um, I I do harm to others. I really just follow what I desire for myself. Then what kind of a life will I live? And you know what's sad is that there's a lot of people out there, and yet their children still love them unconditionally. They're still loved no matter what. Someone still loves them, even though they're the most selfish, rude, cold person out there. Their children still forgives them, and they still love them and accepts them unconditionally. And especially when they're still healthy and young, that they take this all for granted without looking and saying, you know, I'm really so fortunate. And what can I do to get it all back? You know what? Change. It's never too late. There's always room for change. There's always room to learn, and especially now in these times, because I'm gonna read back to you what I vlogged about let's see, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, on 2 Timothy 3 verse 1 through 4, and this is really going to basically say it all. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 through 4, it says, but know this, that in these last days, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, implacable, meaning unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. My goodness, that is today with modern technology, with the smartphones and everything, people are video or recording everything live, and you see it live and direct, you know, where before it probably was a hearsay unless you're the one that witnessed it for yourself. But today, it's on film. Exactly what the word has said over here today. Today, everything is coming to light. There is almost nothing that is hidden today. Everything is being revealed. And the only thing that we can do for all of this to change and to have our lives, yeah, things are going to be bad out there, be terrible. You know, I always say this, you know, because I grew up in a third world country, and I've seen corruption and crime and just ugliness and greed to the umpteenth level. Especially when you live in a country where it's homogeneous. You know, over here you have the very rich, you have the white, you have the black, you have different nationalities and everything. So it's really kind of hard. And sometimes if you are a minority or ethnic background, sometimes you're just kind of like stuck in that little, you know, you're kind of like in that little circle, that area where you are, where you see it, but you don't really see it. So you kind of rely on the media and now social media. But if you live in a country where everyone is pretty much the same, and you see it in your roots are from there. I'm seeing that here in Hawaii, because this is probably the closest thing I can say to the Philippines, you know. You see the true character of what's good and what's not good. And that's what's happening today in our modern time. So with today's conversation, what is your why? Maybe you need to build a bigger why. Maybe you need to define your why. Because I know every day I'm trying to define my why. I'm trying to define it to where it's crisp and clean, and it's for sure, and then